It's recording, gentlemen.
Very good.
Ah,
Um, so let's set an opening scene. So this episode, you open on Vinmir in full plate, helmet already on, zooming on the back of his horse towards the castle. You see him like riding along the edge of the coast, and you see like there's like a cliff that he's riding alongside of that overlooks the ocean, and the scene kind of zooms out, and you see that he's approaching the castle. So what are Rick and Cassian doing while that's happening?
well, Rick knows you're coming, and so what he's going to be doing is just talking to his people outside the castle. So all the farmers trying to set up farmland and all that kind of stuff. Rick has no armor on, no sword. He's just got his casual nobleman clothes on, dark green robe, um, and cape, that kind of thing, and
Mhm.
um, just chit chatting with the people, make sure they're doing all right.
Okay.
All right. And Cassian,
What is Cassian
he's straight up Assassin's Creeding it right now. He's like on the top of
do?
the building, perched on like the edge of it, but he's blending in with like the shadows coming in, so it's not
Yeah.
as obvious as it sounds.
Okay. Um. So Vintmere, you can kind of Cassian. I guess you can see him as he is beginning his approach. He's not subtle about it at all. He's a fully plate armored man zooming in on a horse. So when he pulls up to kind of that front area of the castle, he'll go and hitch his horse. Um, and as he kind of starts walking towards Rick, he's like through the little slats in his visor, he's making eye contact with Rick as he lore walks up to him.
Rick's gonna look at the farmer that he's talking at. He's gonna be like, John, I gotta take this. Okay, you have a good day. Okay, and by the way, all my farmers are poor and old. Fun fact, and or injured. And so he's like, okay, yeah. You have a good one. You have a good one, Mr. Maverick. And then he's gonna go hobble back to his farming. Um, and so you said Vinmir's like walking up or
Yeah.
farming.
Yes.
Vidmir, he's gonna put his hands behind his back. It's about time you come and visit me. How you doing?
I've been better, if I'm being honest with you, Maverick. Unfortunately, I'm here on business, not on pleasure.
Business.
You don't know
What
anything.
business can uh what what business can I help you with, Vidmir?
I think it'd be best if we went inside and handle this. I wouldn't want any unkind ears overhearing what we have to talk about.
Understood. Come with me. We've made some renovations. It's actually looking a lot better.
Well, I've never been here before, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, I guess not, huh? Well then, you get to lay some eyes on some new renovations. Have you met Reggie? Reggie's really good at this kind of stuff.
I have not. I'm unfamiliar with him.
Well, Reginald Highguard, he's actually good friends with our boss. Actually, well, not I wouldn't say friends necessarily, but
I have heard of the High God family. I've never had the pleasure of meeting any of them though.
Reginald and I, we go way back. We're having this conversation like as we walk in. You know,
Mhm.
it's like him and I go way back, and Rick's gonna muddle on about how Reggie and him met, and yada yada. And he's gonna the big concrete doors are gonna open, right? And he's gonna walk in. It looks pretty foreboding, I know, but it's yeah, I'm trying to make it less, lair and make it more home.
I can definitely understand that it's important to make a castle feel like a home, but it is also important to make it a fortress and make sure nobody can get in uninvited.
Yeah, we're working on. I got some ideas. Oh, hey, there's Velasquez, and in comes like Velasquez, and he's walking. He's like,
Ah,
sorry, I keep doing that,
I have intruded
Vinmia.
inside.
skeleton.
Yeah, don't mind him. And Velasquez walks off, and he's my head mage. You've met Irvin, right?
Yes, I have had the pleasure of meeting him.
Yeah, Velasquez is at my request teaching Irvin some interesting stuff about magic, and as you can see, he's kind of an expert, right? He's alive and dead at the same time. So
Quite interesting, yes. Um,
yes,
do you
and
have
Rick,
Do you have an office or something that we could?
I do. I have a study. It's nothing crazy yet, but yeah. And Rick's gonna take you upstairs to his study.
Mhm.
And it's like what you would expect from like a nobleman's study is like walls of books. He's got like a little bookshelf next to his desk, um, and like some papers. And it's it's not anything crazy just yet. My literature right now is farmland and how to plant in the growing season. So it's quite interesting. You've got several books there, agriculture, right? Minor strategy stuff, how to sharpen your sword, all that kind of stuff. So
All the things a cobbler would need.
all the things a copper would need, right? Yeah.
Or is there like a rack of shoes that he's made, like his most prized possession of shoes?
Yeah, he makes them in his spare time, right? Like, which is few and far between. But like off to the side, you'll see like a little workbench, and it's his thinking hobby, right?
Mhm.
So while he wants to just kind of think, he makes shoes. He shows you a pair, and it's not the greatest work on the planet. You could tell that they were made hastily.
Are these like?
Um,
Would you say there's like a common, like you know how like Nikes are identifiable?
yeah.
Do Rick's shoes have an identifiable mark about them?
So he didn't make any sort of mark when he was back at on the mainland, but he has begun to actually kind of trademark his stuff.
Okay.
And what it is on the bottom of the shoe, there's a sword
Mm.
put in like engraved it's leather, right? But it engraved into the bottom of each shoe, and that's like his signature, if you will.
Okay. Vinmir kind of like looks at the shoe. And like again, Rick knows Vinmir. They're not best friends by any means, but he knows him well enough to know that something is definitely wrong. Like when you first met, every time you've interacted with Vinmir, he's had this very cheery demeanor about him, like very like not a care in the world. Life is good. But you can tell that this entire time, like he's taken his helmet off at this point. You can see his face. He looks distressed, and you kind of see a small little, not like fake smile, but like uncomfortable smile kind of cross his face, and he chuckles. I uh, I bet my father would probably love these. He was always saying the shoes on the mainland weren't quite good enough for him.
Uh, these are my worst work, Vidmir. I made these out of stress. Trust me, no one could wear these. What's up with you? Why are you? You seem off.
He'll put the shoe down. I've been given a task, and it's not one that I'm sure that I can do. If I choose to obey, then I forsake my honor, and I do what I hate. If I choose to disobey, I bring more shame on my family than has ever been brought before. I am disavowed and likely hunted down and killed. In fact, either way, I'll probably be hunted down and killed.
Not Vidmir. Jeez, Rick's gonna go walk over to his desk and take a seat. And he's gonna gesture to the chair in front of him, and he's gonna say, "Vidmir, please take a seat."
Vimir's gonna like walk over and very shyly take a seat. He seems very uncomfortable.
Rick's gonna pour you a glass of water. He's not the wine type. Ever since the bar
Vimir's actually
fight.
gonna look. Do you have anything stronger?
I'm trying to work on it. I don't know if you recall any stories, but I did get in a bar fight and it kind of sucked.
Is there anything in this
So,
castle that's a little bit stronger?
yes, yes. Do you remember Issa?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, she's actually setting up shop, but we'll go talk to her at some point. So yes, there is going to be a tavern inside the castle. Pretty cool feature. I'm not gonna lie. I quite enjoy what we're doing here, but no. To get back to the point, Vinmir, it sounds like you're caught between a rock and a hard place.
I'm caught between a wooden bar and a gallows. No
Hmm.
matter what I do, I die. But no matter what I do, none of it matters. It's all for naught. I spent 20 years, my entire life, doing what I thought was good. Honor is the word, and I think I've done a good job, but this experience has shown me one thing, and it's that there can be no honor if this is what honor means. There is no good to be found in being an honorable man if this is the task that sits before me by my liege.
Vinmir, is now a bad time for me to say I told you so?
What other choice did I have? See, here's the thing, Sparky, is you act as though I had some kind of choice in all of this, as though my life wasn't laid out before me from the moment I was born. I was born into this world for this purpose, born into this world to do this, to be a knight, to bring honor to my family, and to do against that would be to turn my face on the people who raised me and spit on them. This entire time, you've treated me as though I had a choice with my life. But I tell you, the first choice that I have ever gotten to make is right now. In either way, I will die. Do you understand?
To some degree, I do. But let me tell you this. You grew up how you grew up. How I grew up was in squalor for the most part. Never met my mom, never met my dad. In and out of the orphanages until I was old enough to start shining shoes and then learned how to make them. I had to build what I had. And, what I had was humble beginnings. Um, Sometimes I had to steal bread. Sometimes I had to steal gold. And for a long time, I felt like I was dealt the wrong hand. But at the end of the day, I was dealt the right hand because at some point it led me here. You heard me speak before we went to the obelisk. This is my origin story. And Vinmir, I think it's yours too. I know what you were sent here to do. I've got eyes and ears everywhere. I've had to learn to be a little bit cunning these days, and it's upsetting because I don't like these measures, but yes, I know why you're here. I've been keeping an eye on Handel the moment that I had to swear fealty to that man. And I have an idea.
Rick, when you think of growing up as a noble child, what do you think of?
I think of silver spoons, probably some really mean teachers, and not a whole lot of freedom.
Vinmir's gonna take the plate off of his left wrist and he's gonna start rolling up his sleeve, and you're gonna see all the way up his arm are lash marks from where somebody has beat him with some kind of reed. He says, "This is what it is to grow up in nobility. It's perfection. Perfection. To bring shame upon your family is to be punished. And as you can tell, I was very far from perfect. I need you to understand the crossroads I am at. If I do not kill you, my family will be dishonored, thrown out of their home, and likely killed too. If I do kill you, I will be going against everything I believe in, and I will be killed by Baron Hamdall just to cover up the evidence. This is not a simple solution. This is not a solution that can be said away with one sentence. I understand that you probably have had people tracking me for quite some time. I can only imagine who it could be. But the solution to this isn't simple. There is no way that I leave this and I am not dead.
There is a way you leave this and end up alive. But you're right,
What?
someone will die. I can't guarantee the safety of your family. However, Baron Hamdall's name is in the gutter right now. I hardly doubt it'll get to the mainland and affect them too much. What I propose is something dangerous and stupid. And it comes from a heart that is not willing to play the same games that these men do. Rick's gonna roll up his sleeve and show you all the same names that he's shown everyone over and over again. Some of them are newer, Loop, Leon, Kyle from the Obelisk battle. These men and women were lost because of sometimes our carelessness and naivety, sometimes some really poor luck, but overall the main reason is because of a lack of care from leadership. They deserved more, and I keep them on my arm to remember the reasons why. And recently I almost lost sight of that. Finmir, you're caught between what you said was the gallows and a hard piece of wood. I say to you, let's break the piece of wood. Don't kill me. Then I'll make you a knight. Then Baron will come for your head anyway, and I'll challenge him to a duel because it was a fair thing. You'll have to come out of the shadows and say why he sent Vinmir, which will scorn his name even more, and whether or not I live or
never
die.
explicitly told me to kill you. He never said the words.
What did he say?
He said to take care of you and make it look like an accident. He has not told me to do anything that is wrong. We have nothing against him.
Then trip on your feet and start washing mine. Oh no, I'm taking care of him and it's an accident. You could use his words against him. Well,
we don't have anything. We have nothing against him. All we have is the testimony of a squire.
That's not what I'm saying. He said take care of Rick and make it seem like an accident. Well, take care of has multiple meanings.
It does.
What if you were walking with a plate of food and tripped and the food landed in front of me? You're taking care of me and it was an accident. However, Baron would not appreciate that and would probably come kill us both either way.
What he means.
I know what he means. I know.
He means.
I just think that he's silly and a fool.
This is out of character. Have you gotten the clearance from Robert that you have the ability to knight people?
I do. Yeah, all nobility do.
Okay, interesting. Because when I was talking to him earlier, it seemed like you don't necessarily have it yet. Because you said if Rick ever does get the ability to do it,
it would ruffle feathers is the problem.
Okay.
I'm new in the system, and so they don't like me at all. So, hence why Baron's trying to get me killed. But yes, I can. Robert said it would just lead to a duel.
Okay. So here's what. So back in character. Vinman's gonna look at him. Spocky. We all know what happens if you try to knight me, especially if you steal me from a rival Baron. That won't end well. It's too early. Yes, AJ.
Can I knock on the window from the outside?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Vinny kind of like pokes his head up. Is this what you had following me?
Yeah. Cassian, come in, yeah.
Very well, my lord. May I suggest a course of action?
Well, go ahead, I'm all ears.
If there is no Baron, there is no one to execute Vinmir.
What are you suggesting?
Regicide.
It would free him from that contract, that knighthood, and that knighthood could be made somewhere else. Somewhere better.
And how would we get rid of the Baron?
Yours truly.
I kind of look at Cassian, and I chuckle a little bit. You think you could sneak in there and kill him? You think you could sneak in there and kill him?
I do.
How?
I don't think it's a question of how. I think it's a question of should.
Vinmir.
This is not.
I was there when you met with the Baron.
I'm quite aware at this point.
Yes.
So you were able to get into the manor and get out without being seen. How?
Nothing but my skill.
Well, bleep. Vinmir's gonna say a word that I'm not gonna say. um, this is all great and dandy, but we don't have a timeline. We don't have a plan. All we have right now is we want to kill him. We have
No,
to figure this out, and until then, I cannot show my face. I have no.
no, this is not how we will do this. We will not kill in the shadows. I'm sorry, Cassian, but this is not how this will be built.
Then what do we do? The first step. The Baron needs to think that I'm dead. Vinmir's going to reach, and he's gonna pull off a like a talisman that's around his neck, and he's gonna toss it to you. And when you catch it, you see that he's just given you his family crest, which this is the thing I'm establishing, at least for Vinmir's family. If we establish it for all nobility in the future, that's fine. Uh, he explains, in the Stafford family, all of us from the moment we're born have this crest. It does not leave us ever. If you show this to the Baron, he will know exactly what it means.
Okay.
I don't know quite how he thinks of me, but I don't think it's very high. He would likely think that I marched in here, sword swinging, got myself killed, and now there's just nothing to trace me back to him.
But where do you go?
Into hiding. I go somewhere off into the woods, live for a little bit. He'll
I don't
he'll
like
be
the sound of
sending
that.
he'll be sending people everywhere. I will be found if I don't. Where else could I go?
What if we get to him first?
We could hide you in plain sight in the meantime as well.
And how would that go?
Well, the Baron specifically gave me all the older and broken or sick farmers. Dress you up a little bit, fit right in. He would have no reason to look because he knows what he sent me.
I just realized something.
Yes.
I could
Go for it.
disguise myself as Vinmir and get in
Are you
with
s-
him by himself, and he would.
are you 6'5"?
No, but I can change my height a little bit.
Wow. Okay. Jeez.
How tall is Vidmir? I think he is like
You told me that he's the same height as Rick is 6'5". Yeah.
he's big. Like
Yeah.
he's like Christian Bale in the Dark Knight level of imposing.
So let's say I can disguise myself as you. That could be used to our advantage, or perhaps someone else. Just throwing that in there.
You could disguise me as Vinmir.
That would get you killed.
Or send a message
Like what?
that I can be anywhere.
Well, I can't disguise you. I can only disguise myself.
Never mind.
I can. It says I can able to create disguises that pass even close scrutiny.
That's insane. That's wild. Um,
I mean, you could just have Vidmir's armor and his sword.
I think it would be best. I can write letters to anybody that has a diplomat's pouch, and it's like an email, essentially. I think we go with Vinmir died. I take his crest. I write some snarky mail to Hamdall about sending squires to do man's work now, and see what he does.
Wait, first, Vimir's gonna pull out a knife and he's gonna slash his hand, and he's gonna put it on the side of the crest. And then he's gonna bandage his hand back up, make it a little more believable.
Fair enough. Okay. But it doesn't end here. I don't know what Hamdall will do.
Shall I keep eyes on him?
Yes, that you should.
I have to go into hiding, but when the time comes, I want a shot at him. He backed me into a corner, tore away everything I have, and tried to get me to do something I knew I would regret. I want to be the person who deals that final blow.
Okay. And when you give that final blow, just know that afterwards, you have a place here. And Vinmir,
Yes.
you would be the first knight of the free world.
But until then, Vimir's going to unclip his sword from his scabbard and lay it down on the desk. I'm a cabbage farmer.
Let's see how good you are at farming, Silver Spoon.
Let's see how good you are at ruling, cobbler.
Oh, how the turntables.
Vimir's going to make a funny comment. I don't think it'll be too easy to pull off a disguise. People always tell me I look unrecognizable with facial hair, so I have to shave twice a day just to keep it away.
Then
So
I
I'm sure if I
say,
just stay somewhere for the next couple of days, my hair will grow out, the facial hair will come in. If we make it look a little bit gray with maybe some dust, I'm sure it'll be okay. Nobody will know it's me.
I can definitely help with you with that. I cannot disguise you myself, but I can help.
I like the sound of it. I've got a letter to write, and I got to figure out what he's gonna do. Cassian, quickly help Vinmir, and then immediately go find Irvin.
What does Irvin have to do with this?
Cassian, do you want to tell him?
I can turn myself invisible now.
Oh, he can turn himself invisible now. Okay, that's all right.
Not infinitely. Let me see. How many times can I do it? I can do it 10 times.
So yeah, Vinmir, Cassian can turn himself invisible.
Interesting.
I honestly
Yeah.
need to be invisible to get there. Probably.
Well, when you get there to get eyes on Hamdall and see what he's doing, because whatever he sends me is not gonna lay out his evil plan. It's just gonna say probably mean things. But we need to know his plan essentially. In fact, Velasquez is gonna come out of his laboratory. Hast thou come? Sorry, I keep doing that. Velasquez, would you mind lending your diplomat's pouch to Cassian while he's away? Why, yes, of course. When will it be back? I quite like this thing. It's quite stylish. It'll be back in a few days, I'm sure. And he's gonna hand you the diplomat's pouch, and Rick's gonna be like, Cassian, if I address a letter to you, it will show up in this pouch. So keep an eye on it. But if you address a letter to me, it'll get to me. Just make sure you say who it's from. That way I know who I'm talking to. So when you know, immediately write me a letter.
Just to make sure, I do not have permission to kill him if I get the opportunity.
You do not have permission to kill him.
What if if it isn't self-defense?
I mean, yeah, obviously. But if it's out of cold blood, no.
What if he is about to kill somebody who is innocent?
I say use proper discretion, of course, but
No cold-blooded killing.
No cold-blooded killing.
Very well. Thy will be done, my lord.
Good.
Wow.
And Vinmir, one more thing.
Yes.
And we're just gonna hand you a book, and it's gonna be called Farming 101. And be like, good luck.
He's
if you
gonna
need any
stand
help.
up and he's gonna basically say like the Gaulish equivalent of like "f you," and then walk out of the room.
Rick's gonna chuckle. He enjoys this part of it.
And as he's walking out, he's like unstrapping pieces of his armor. So he's just leaving a mess for you to pick up like into the hallway of armor pieces. And this is +2 magical armor. And he's gonna yell, "I want that back when I'm a knight again." He's gonna walk out.
back with a minute again.
I can still go to Irvin, so I don't have to waste any consumables.
Go for it.
But yeah, huzzah!
Huzzah.
Alright, I'm gonna stop the recording now.
Yay!